Welcome back everybody to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at an offering from Toy Alliance. Part of their Acid Rain series, the last line of defense, we're going to be taking a look at the Selene Raider figure. This is a 1/18 scale action figure, and it is identified as FAV-A26. So the packaging is pretty much what we're used to seeing for Acid Rain figures. It comes in this plastic baggie so we can take a better look at the packaging. I removed the plastic from the packaging, so let's going to take a look at the cover. There's some very nice artwork of Selene with her helmet. Up at the top left we have the Acid Rain, last line of defense across the top, Selene Raider. We have the logo here on the right. We do have the FAV-A26 here at the bottom, the Toy Alliance. On the side of the packaging, we have the same identification. These are made in China. Here's the UPC if that helps you at all. There we have the logo, the Acid Rain. What does that say? It's quite small. Oh, that says the war under pollution. So this side just shows the Selene Raider with the logo, the Toy Alliance logo at the bottom. Here's the back of the packaging. It shows Selena with her unmasked head on, her accessories. This is 1/18 scale military infantry unit, fully weathered detail, highly completed action collectibles. Interchangeable weapons and accessories, one action figure included. Acid Rain World here. Here's their website. Toy Alliance, and we have warning for checking hazards for any children under the age of 3, and warning that this is not a toy. This is recommended for at least ages 16 and up. Wow, that's pretty cool. The bottom of the box is just nothing but black and it's folded, but we do have the crate inside that can slip out of the top. Pretty nicely detailed. Most of the action figures from Acid Rain comes in these little crates. These are really cool. Looks cool on that side. The bottom. Back. I really wish they put hinges on these things. That'd make them so much more desirable. So we just grab these two pieces here. You gotta pop it up over these little tabs. Carefully open it, because go too far, then that'll start showing some white wear, and then you'll be in trouble if that breaks off. So let's see what we got in here. Looks like we have a little baggie, another baggie of some weapons, the action figure, and then we have her gun. Inside we do have two pieces of felt. There's nothing under that piece. I always like checking. You never know what you find. Nothing under there. These are very cool. So let's take a look and see what the action figure looks like. There's no tape on this baggie. Wow, this looks incredible. Okay, let's start off taking a look at that head sculpt with her helmet. See how cool that is. So we have this red top piece with some silver studs on each corner, and there's a piece of silver there on the far side here. And this does raise up very nicely. It does expose her eyes. Looks really good. Her eyebrows are painted. They look to be brown. Those eyes are painted very nicely. It's like you can even see her eyelashes. This is a super cool figure. Looks like she's sporting a type of a gas mask without. So we have the two vents here. This is a pretty tight helmet on the character fit. you know, for the overall sculpt, it looks like a tight helmet. It's not removable or anything. It just looks like it's made to fit her head. It's a very secure helmet. That flops back down, works perfectly. We have this jacket or like a vest. Some tubing down through here. Goes around the top. Let me get my thing out. So get my finger out of the way. So we can look at this really close. There's tubing down through here. Goes down under her arm. Some kind of device here, here, and over here. We have some red pouches on her chest. Then we have a symbol here, her symbol, that we found on the packaging. We have a shoulder pad. Nice logo there, done in silver. It's like that tubing comes around and comes into this back piece here on both shoulders and on both of her arms. Very nice. That is definitely, you can see the weathering that's been done on the helmet and the vest. We have the shoulder pad here. We do have another logo here. Was it Stealth something? Was that just a Stealth with a stripe? It's so small. Yeah, it just says Stealth, I believe. So she has a belt. This belt has a red device here on the front. Some pouches here on each side. Some kind of device here. Unfortunately, I don't know. We haven't got that far yet, but these straps that come down between her legs may hinder articulation. But they seem to be pretty well seated on the crotch piece. We'll find out when we take a look at the articulation. So on this side of the belt, we have some more small pouches. This one is two smaller, and there's a little bit bigger one in the middle of her back. A couple of small pouches there. Oh, she's got a lot of gear on this figure. She has a ruffled up pants, very nicely weathered. She has knee pads. Shin guards here, or yeah, it's got to be some kind of wrap around those boots, but it's hard to call them boots when they have the articulation like this on her ankles. I'm not a big fan of this. I really hope they find a better way to do it. Not that they don't work, it's just the overall aesthetics and appearance of the ankles. Because it kind of looks, you know, you can see a gap right there and right there. But nothing's perfect. She looks great. Let me get this out of the way so we don't have any, keep that camera from focusing. It's really cool. So we'll take a 360 look at her, and then we'll take a look at the articulation. I want to put this to the test up against other brands. And so this is an unboxing, and we're going to see what it's like without any heating straight out of the box. See if we can get a Selene figure that requires no heating. Who knows? So of course we have the visor up and down. Her head seems to be pretty fluent. Rotates nicely, 360. We have it down. And back to stationary. Kind of turn side to side a bit. Not too bad. Shoulders feel loose, but not loose, but you know, perfect. For perfect out of the box. They're on a ball joint. Rotation is good. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. Very nice. So a 360 rotation there. It kind of stops there. And it looks like it might when this ball joint hits that shoulder. I'm trying to be very careful because this is brand new out of the packaging. And we're not sure how the articulation is. So for the elbow, we have, oh look at this, the arms have a have a swivel. It swivels out. Very nice. Then it looks like we have rotation right. We have rotation right there on both arms, just below that ball on her shoulder. And we have rotation here at the elbow. So that's incredible. So there, and then we can bend the elbow. Yep, so feels good. So it feels good too. Wow. I'm just gonna knock the articulation out of you. Look at that range. That's well past 90 degrees. That's very nice on both arms. So this hand, it looks like we have the in and out. Let's see if it works. And these joints are usually the ones that have problems with figures because they're so small. Yeah, looks like that might have to be heated. But you can see the joint. Oh, wait a minute, is this a down? Oh, no, this is a down and up. That right there, that pad almost threw me off. Looking through the camera sometimes is difficult. So we have the down and up. And this one we have the in and out. Pretty cool. And they rotate 360, pretty clean. Alright, so far, no issues out the box. So we do have a ab crunch, back. I'm sure she has chest articulation from the picture, but she has her vest on, so we can't take a look at that. Looks like we have a side to side. Nice. Her legs feel really tight. That one's okay. This one not so much. So we have that piece I was talking about here, and this pad, the leg hits that. So with the gear on, it's going to definitely, so it's going down into her joint there, this piece. So it's definitely going to hinder that. So you're probably going to get a better articulation. I mean, that's pretty good with her gear on, but if you remove her gear, you're going to get a better range. We have thigh articulation. And it looks like we have a ball between the hips also, yeah. So that's articulated there, and then at the thigh. She has double jointed knees, and they are stiff. Well, we almost made it through the review without having to stop, heat the joints, but those are, yeah, those are factory sealed, that's what they call it. So let me go ahead and heat those up, and I'll be right back. Alright, let's take a look at those knees. They are on a soft ratchet. See, right there, it clicked. I got another click there, another click there on that bottom hinge, and that's the last click on that hinge here. Now we have to utilize the upper joint to get the remaining distance that we want. There's a click. This is very, very snug, even after heating. But it gives you the range. You might be able to get just a tad bit more, but I'm kind of leery of, yeah, you might get another click, but it's so tight. And these are not cheap figures, so we're not going to risk it. That's probably going to take some work to get that, get that in usable condition because of being new. Just got to work the joint a little bit. But we don't spend a whole lot of time on to make this video too long. So the articulation and the angle. There's a 360 rotation. These do pivot down. They do pivot up. But this is what I'm talking about, like on appearance wise. It's like, got the gap here. And here in the front, like right there. Depending on the position, like especially in a toe up, you gotta get that gap there on the back of her heel. So the material for this figure seems pretty good. It's a softer plastic. It doesn't make me feel like it's going to break. But besides the ankles, I really are very, because I think I'm really holding it as a pin or a post probably that goes into the top of her foot right there. So that's definitely the only issue I have with the overall sculpt and appearance of the figure. Looks pretty good. We almost got through an unboxing out of the factory without any actual heating. So we got almost there. But overall, very cool. Very nice figure. Let's go ahead and take a 360 and we will take a look at her accessories. Alright, so let's dig into one of these accessory bags and see what we got. Looks like we have her alternate head sculpt here. Grab something to cut that open with. Just if we can get that in focus. Okay, here she is. She has light brown hair. Or kind of, yeah. It's not really dark brown. Then she has brown eyebrows. She has blue eyes. Her nose and mouth sculpt's pretty good. Decent ear sculpt. The hair comes down in points around the side of her head. Definitely can see some sculpting lines here. No paint on the base of the neck. You see here on around the base where they attempted to do the flesh color, they kind of gave up. I guess it really doesn't matter because you probably won't see it. But overall, pretty nice head sculpt. Let's go ahead and get it swapped out and see what we got. So if you want to see what that looks like, here's the head. There's a pig sitting down the side. Here's a neck piece for the mass version. So I'll be right back with the head installed. Okay, here she is with her mass alternate head. I found it easier to take the head off the neck and just put the neck in first and then attach the head to the neck. It worked out a lot better than me trying to stick both pieces. Too many moving parts. It just makes it a lot more of a hassle than it needs to be, in my opinion. Of course, it's your toy. Assemble how you see fit. She looks really good. Alright, let's take a look at some of her weapons. Alright, first up, she has a knife. It's all one color. It's black plastic. She has a grip and a piece that goes around her hand for maybe like punching and slashing in a knife fight. Looks really, really good. Here is Selene holding her knife. Shows it perfectly. I don't see anywhere to put the knife on her vest, on her belt. That's unfortunate though. But you can get some wild poses with the articulation in this figure, if you would like. Really nice. Alright, let's take a look at another accessory. Here's her assault rifle. And I dropped it. She has the black plastic and she has that red that matches her vest. I love when they actually have the same color on the weapons and the figures. That kind of gives the weapons some ownership. This is a beautifully sculpted gun. I love the scope. Handle looks, the grip looks good. Her magazine, she has a foregrip that's pretty well detailed. Like it has that bottom piece there. Very nice. stock is sculpted really well. The barrel is drawn out, and the scope itself looks like it has, you know, an indent like the barrel. That's a nice weapon. Let's see how well she holds it. She can hold this weapon perfectly. She looks fantastic with it. Very nice. Very, very nice. And with that amazing articulation she comes with, just with the one arm, she can shoulder that bad boy. This is a very nice figure. Her arms are even long enough to fit or reach around and grab that stock on the gun. Well, that looks fantastic. That's just how quick that was for me to do that. I didn't have to really fiddle a whole lot with it. I'm sure if I had just lots of time to sit and I'm shooting a video, I can get that to even sit more perfect in their arms and their hands. That's incredible. Very cool. Alright, let's take a look at that sniper rifle. Okay, here it is. The plastic's the same, the color scheme is the same as her assault rifle. Looks fantastic together. These are fantastic weapons. I love how that stock is kind of shaped. I am not a fan of the grip being connected to the stock. It can be a pain in the butt when you're trying to actually put the weapon in your hand. But we're going to find out. This one might not bother me as much because you get a big old hole there you have to get the hand in there. You may have the space where it ain't going to irritate you. We'll find out. Here we have her clip. Nice sculpt work, scope. Very cool. The barrel is drawn out also. Here's that side if you guys want to see it. Alright, I'm going to stick this in her hand and see what happens. Okay, so I started putting it in her hand. As you can see, her hand does fit perfectly. Her trigger finger is where it belongs. Her thumb, the hand's a softer plastic. It's really nicely done. You can manipulate it just enough to get it on the weapon. But to get the thumb to wrap around the handle is a little bit of a trick. So you gotta have something to put it in her hand. So it's not fully on yet. I just wanted to show you how that piece here is always in a way, and it makes it irritating a lot of times. It looks aesthetically, if you're gonna put it on a gun rack, it'll look cool, but for playability, it's kind of a nuisance. So I'll go ahead and finish putting it in her hand, and we'll take a look at a different pose. Okay, here she is holding the sniper rifle up. It's pretty good. Very nice weapon. Okay, here she is. She can shoulder her sniper rifle no problem. Looks fantastic. This stock actually looks bigger than it is, so you can get that down deep into her shoulder. And you can get her to tilt her head. Try to get the look down the scope. So it's just with one hand. Looks really good. And here she is putting her clip in her assault rifle. Her sniper rifle. Her arm comes very nicely around, and you can tuck the clip right into her hand, no problem. You can see that her head is tilted a bit there. Like I said, with fine tuning and not no extra time when you're playing with your figures or posing your figures, not making a video, you can probably get some pretty sweet poses out of her. See what else I can come up with. Here she is in like a laying down position. Yeah, she can lay the side of her face on the stock of her sniper rifle. So that looks very nice. Selene's got you in her sights. So you better subscribe now. Haha. That looks incredible. And that's just a couple poses of me playing around with it here on the video. Not sitting down, taking the time, figuring out what I want to do, for playability versus dioramas, whatever you bought your figure for. But that articulation in the arms and the neck is incredible. It really can get you some sweet poses. Very cool. And you can see she has no problem holding it with the other hand. Nice. Really cool figure. Very nice. Okay, here she is with one comparison with a Joy Toy figure. So anymore, kind of like the only lines that really matter on the small batch toy companies is you got your Acid Rain and your Joy Toy figures. So that's how they look together. Really, really cool. So okay, my final thoughts. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I recommend this figure every day of the week, twice on Sundays. It's phenomenal. It's a great figure. Great material. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. And it took a little bit of heating a little bit, but nothing's perfect. I don't know, find out a flaw. It's more like, it's been sitting in the package forever. How long has it been manufactured to your door? So you gotta kind of like work it. So it's becoming like a thing you expect now as a small batch toy company collector. So kind of like second nature anymore. Sculpt looks beautiful. The accessories are fantastic. Price. Acerine is definitely the most expensive figures right now for 1/18 scale that I know of. They even outpriced Joy Toy. In the States, here in the United States, these things are going for minimum $45. But you can order them from China or one of the clubs, or if you know a place to get it a little cheaper. But you gotta watch, you're gonna give away, for if you live in the United States and then you order from China, you gotta watch, they hit you with the expensive shipping, import charges, taxes, whatever. So, so be tactful whenever you're buying overseas. I don't really know anywhere overseas to get Serene figures cheaper than here in the United States. Because it's kind of give and take with the shipping. Negatives, it's gonna be very hard to find some. I mean, the only thing I can actually want to complain about is those ankles. I'm not a fan of them. They're okay. They do the job. It's more of an aesthetic and appearance thing for me, but they function. If they wanted to improve on the ankles, and if they're gonna, I'd love them to continue making these crates that the figures come in. It's a great accessory for your dioramas. Maybe you can upgrade those with those hinges on the back so it doesn't eventually break if you're playing with them a lot. Other than that, that's it. That's really just nitpicking for this figure. This figure is really, really nice. I guess, if it's worth the price, it's up to you. Depends what you want. If you want good quality figures, you're not going to get superb like this for $15 from like Hasbro or those big box companies. So I guess that's it. Highly recommend. If you want this figure, get it. Once these get out, the reviews get out, I'm betting that these are going to sell pretty fast. They're really, really cool. So have fun. Pick her up if you want. Add her to your collection. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. I really appreciate it. Keep collecting, have fun, and I'll see you in our next review.